Hello. If you're like me and my clients, you probably feel like you've tried everything. And while we have tried everything under the sun, most of the plans and food approaches that we've tried assume that food is more powerful than we are. Spoiler alert, we are already powerful. However, our story has taken some of our power away, specifically in areas of our life where we aren't 100% confident in. However, we can reclaim all our power. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some healthy rebels who bravely chose to diagnose and look at their story and then courageously chose to own it, to liberate themselves for their own truce with food. Okay, Eva, so how did it feel to recognize that your story was the reason that you fell off track with your eating and not that you lacked willpower or discipline?
It was just like so eye-opening to finally see what's happening, and then it was just so liberating. So I could just stop blaming myself for like doing what I was doing, and I could see that there was a reason. And so it was eye-opening and liberating, other words, I would say.
Love that. So what has changed in terms of your food and health by focusing on owning your story rather than moving to another food plan or trying to add more food rules to your life?
I think I'm just not overthinking it as much anymore. So there used to be much more rules and regulations and much more time thinking about what I eat or why I eat something, which is now like out of the picture. So it's just, I just don't overthink it anymore, I would say.
I love that. And not having so many rules that we eventually rebel against, right? If a friend came to you asking advice because they were feeling out of control around food, what would you now tell them as a result of going through Truce with Food?
I love this question, and now I would be asking, what exactly does that look like? What exactly is happening? Tell me more.
Yeah, not more advice, right? About, oh, love yourself, or, you're fine just the way you are, or, just really exploring.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and now you have the questions to help them too, rather than.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I would just go straight into coaching mode. So let's explore this.
Yeah. I love it. Now, what would you explain how would you explain it when I meant I told you, you can't fail in this program?
I think I would interpret it as that there aren't really any failures. You can only learn. You can only learn and grow. You can't fail. So like, as long as you see it from that angle, that like, and you work on being able to see it from that angle. So I guess that's what developing resilience and adapting a growth mindset looks like.
Yes, or really embodying it, right? Versus saying, I want to do that. And it's transitioning to that is much more challenging. So I'm glad you emphasized that you learn how to do that.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. And when you first signed up for Truce with Food, were you worried about getting lost in the program or that you wouldn't finish?
Not really, actually. Like, by the time that I signed up for it, I was pretty set on my plan and my decision that I wanted to do this, because I'd listened to Insatiable for quite a while, and I was like, I'd been waiting to work with you, I think. So there was no doubts in my mind.
Good. I love that. And it's okay if people do have them, but I'm glad that you were clear. And was your intuition spot on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how beneficial do you think it is, Truce with Food, being set up in such a small, intimate group where you can get one-on-one attention, but also learn from the group?
Yeah, so initially, I found the group setting a bit challenging because it can be triggering for me personally. But then with time, I could see how it accelerated my learning. So how questions that other people asked answered things that I didn't even think about yet, or we discussed topics that I didn't bring up, but that ultimately really enriched my experience. So it was very beneficial to do it that way.
Wonderful. And I love that you share that. Yeah, because I'm a bad joiner myself. At first groups, I tend to, not want to participate, but I'm so glad that you have found the benefit in it. And then lastly, what do you know to be true about food and your health and body now?
I wrote this down as a sentence that we live in a matrix of beliefs that aren't serving us. It's the truth that I landed on.
Yeah. And do you feel that you have the tools to get out of, I mean, you've gotten a lot far out of the matrix. And do you feel like you have the tools to keep going?
Yeah, I feel like I just have this X-ray vision now. Like I see what's happening and I can deal with it in a much better way than feeling stuck or trapped or like I have to do things that I don't want to do or anything like that.
I know. I'm glad you described it that way. I say it too. It's kind of, you just see the same thing, but in a completely different way that gives you more choices rather than black and white or all or nothing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
No worries.
When you understand the root cause of what causes you to battle food, and you have someone support you to rewrite your story, so much food and life freedom and possibility are waiting for you. As you can see from my clients' stories, yes, you stop fighting food, and that is hugely relieving. And you also get back time, energy, and self-trust that would allow you to live a life aligned with your radical truth. Maybe that's a better job making more money, or it's parenting in your own style, or it's having deeper, more fulfilling relationships, or it's getting your period back so you can have children and having your skin clear up. I wonder, what would you choose to write into your story if you knew that you could?